Tonight on Ground Crew Command Radio, we have tonight's headlines. Just this morning from Cobra, another update, and Black Alert at 5:04 is back up, which basically means non-physical black attack on primarily light workers, and of course the shockwaves of last week's mass worldwide meditation still being felt. We're going to get into the details of Cobra's report on that later on after tonight's interview. We got Trump and Mike Pence now officially confirmed, fully exposed as cabal agents. We're going to get into all the nitty-gritty with that as well. You'll definitely want to hang around with that for that one. And we got Wilcox's comments giving him a more detail. And of course, we're going to speak a little bit about the Moab used apparently against stasis being giants. All of that tonight after tonight's interview. And of course, tonight's interview, it's a big one. We have the Chi machine. Do we realistically and potentially have an automated way to push zero-point energy or source energy through our bodies to clear all negativity and various forms of blocks on autopilot? Is that really the case? We're going to find out tonight, so stay tuned for all of this. It's going to be a huge episode. This is the Unknown Light Warrior. That's right, folks. It's another very big episode tonight. We've got a very special guest, a physics genius, it seems, arguably, multi-award-winning Chinese physics engineer by the name of Huang. And also we have, don't forget, to close the episode tonight, we have a very wonderful empowering exercise and visualization for you tonight, courtesy of returntoyourtruth.com, our sponsor. And that is a way to bring your I am presence closer to you, much closer to you, and really start connecting through the golden pillar of ascension. You'll definitely want to hang around for that one at the end of tonight's show. Very empowering stuff. Very critical kind of thing to include in your daily or weekly practice. Even doing it once a week is a huge difference. So, pretty exciting headlines tonight. After tonight's interview, things just keep on heating up, keep on coming to a head, and it's only a matter of time as light workers, both through their physical actions and non-physical actions, continue to raise the frequency of the planet that more and more matches the frequency of the event. It's like a mathematical certainty. No one knows when for sure. Everyone's trying to guess it. But my strong advice is focus on small or large actions that you can take, both physical or non-physical, to continue to raise the frequency of the planet so that it inevitably matches the frequency of the event itself, which is a very high frequency event. So think of it in those terms, okay? Okay, now we have, as tonight's guest, His name is Huang. He's a Chinese physics genius. He's a multi-award-winning physics engineer as a result, primarily of this Qi wave machine. He's been practicing Qigong for many, many years as well, and he's apparently combined the principles of Qi, bringing in Qi, positive Qi into your system, into your body, clearing out, as they put it, negative Qi, which in Western terms would be referred to as source energy, okay, to clear out negative blocks. But we're going to get into the details of that, the real nuts and bolts of that. Is Qi really 0-point energy or source energy itself? Or is it more of the individual's higher spiritual energies? Okay, those are the kind of details we're going to get into. And precisely what does the Qi machine do? So basically, it's a bit of a linguistics jujitsu kind of thing where the Eastern terms, such as Qi, need to be connected with our familiar Western terms, such as 0-point energy, source energy, or is it just fifth dimensional energy or sixth dimensional energy? That's the kind of details we're going to get into to clear up confusion so that you have absolute certainty on this as well. Now, we have our guest online, and we also have his marketing partner, who's more in charge of the marketing and business end of the Qi machine. They're Chinese, but they're based in Taiwan, so they're Taiwanese. So basically, I'm going to bring him on now, and what Jason is going to do is I'll be asking the question. He'll be translating into Chinese, or Mandarin or Cantonese, either or, for Huang, because Huang doesn't speak English. And Jason will be breaking it all down to us, for us, in plain, simple English for all of us to understand. Okay. So, let's bring them on. Now, you can imagine the ramifications here, the potential here of having an easier automated way of clearing negative energy out of your bodies. So really let that sink in. The potential is huge. Let's first of all bring on Jason. Okay, Jason, in Taiwan. Can you hear me, Jason?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Dimitrios. I'm with Huang now.
Hello, I'm Huang.
Okay, now,
Nice to meet you.
It's great to have you on, Jason. Now,
Thank you.
Jason and I have met physically in Taipei about a month ago at a Cobra conference, and we're good friends now with my wife and I, and we have been to Huang's apartment. We have actually tried and tested the Qi wave machine. Okay, so we're not just talking out of belief or hopes. We put on these devices that really channel in and bring in Qi energy. And both my wife and I and our friend who was with us, and we tried it on various parts of our bodies. I put it on my forehead because I have a big and very deliberate obsessive goal to clear the pineal gland, get that cleared, activated. and I did feel an energy coming through, and apparently you feel discomfort if you turn the dial. There's an actual dial on these little things, and if you turn the dial too high, the positive chi that comes through the device sort of pushes out the negative chi, or let's just call it energetic blocks for our Western audience. And if you turn the dial too much, it starts to hurt a little, and you have to dial it down a little bit to a level that's comfortable, but you can still feel it, to allow it to more gradually corral and push out the negative chi. Okay, it's like the old fire hose analogy. You have to turn it on at a trickle, not on full blast. Otherwise, your whole head will go flying back. So now let me see. I have an 806 number, which I'm not sure who that is. So just to confirm, Jason, you have Huang literally next to you? He's sitting next to you?
Yes, he's with me, physically.
Okay. Let's see if we can hear Huang okay. Just ask him to say hello, everybody, in Mandarin or Cantonese, just to see if we can hear him.
王老师跟大家问好一下。
Hello, everyone.
可以讲中文。
I'm Huang.
大家好。
我姓黄，你好。
Hi, he just
Fantastic.
said hello. Yes, in Chinese. Yes, he's Huang.
Okay, that's
I'm
great.
Huang. Thank you.
Okay, Jason.
Yeah.
So I'll be asking you the questions. You translate them for Huang if you don't fully know the answers. And when Huang gives us the answer in Chinese, you can have him respond into the microphone if it's possible, so we can hear him anyway. And then you go ahead and translate into English. Okay. So we can hear both of you. So, okay, let me see here. The first, probably the most important thing to do is to have a proper and good understanding of what chi energy is. In the way that our primarily Western audience can connect to a Western reference point, a Western definition of chi energy. Now, we both know there's a lot of Westerners that do practice Qigong daily. Mm-hmm. But there's still many more Westerners, I would still say the majority, that don't, and have a very vague idea of what chi energy is, but not a proper one in a way that's connected to a familiar Western term for the term chi, because it's primarily an Eastern terminology. So here in the West, we're mostly familiar with the term zero-point energy. We're familiar with the term source energy, and then, you know, the various energies of the higher dimensions, such as fifth, sixth, and seventh, and mm-hmm. so forth. So we're going to take our time on this because it's important that our listeners get this right, so that when we start talking about the Qigong wave machine, they know exactly what they're getting, what it actually does, what kind of energy it actually brings through into the physical and non-physical bodies. Okay, so it's worth taking our time on this. So that's where we'll start. In a way that Western audiences can understand with our terms, what is chi energy?
Okay.
And you can ask this to Huang. He might have a great definition for it. If you already know fully what chi energy is exactly, and you also know some Western references, Western terminology that we're familiar with, you can go ahead and answer it yourself. It's up to you.
Okay. So it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Chi is a magnetic field which can store. Can store intention message and can be commanded by intention. It can be remote teleport, and the speed is beyond the speed of light. There are good chi and bad chi in human body. Good chi can cure diseases, which stored in chakra. Bad chi is turbid chi and can block chi field and makes people sick. And the bad chi has irregular vibration as if it's jumping, and very, very likely the vibration when using Huang's machine. Good chi will never jump irregularly. To practice Qigong is to store good chi in the public region and the chakras. Once the Kundalini is active, you can receive energy from sky and earth. And bad chi will lead our brain to negative soul form, like depression, commit suicide, commit criminal, violence, insomnia, and will affect our chi and blood circulation and cause cancer, tumor, and all kinds of health problems. So there are 90% of problems come from turbid chi. And turbid chi are the dark force in the human body. Dark forces in the human body. And they can pretend as God and give a person psychic ability, forecast ability, or health healing ability, similar to channeling or people whom are possessed. So it's very dangerous since I can't tell. Since people can't tell whether this spirit guide come from light or from darkness. Most of their most of their agenda are absorbing energy from human body as their nutrient supplements. When practicing Qigong and going to the wrong place is because of the bad Qi. Bad Qi actually is a evil spirit taught by Christians. The special power of Qigong wave is to clear the blockage of Qi and the blood circulation. Once the circulation gets normal, those toxins can be discharged from body and the immune system return to normal. Another major power is discharging bad chi, and let a person's mind won't be interfered by negative spirits. So the machine is the total solution for body and mind. My study.
Okay. Jason?
Yes.
Jason, what I want to do is we're going to continue with that information shortly. But the first thing that I want to clarify for our audience is that obviously the fact that negative chi exists means that Okay, so this is not source energy or 0 point energy. And it is, to put it in Western terms, it's prana, pranic energy is another term for it as well.
Yes,
so
I know prana.
There's the aligned form of prana, pranic energy, and the unaligned, the distorted, the infected form of pranic energy. And clearly it's one of the primary energies that's embedded in our various physical and non-physical bodies. We can safely conclude that now. Okay, that this is not source energy or 0 point energy or anything like that. It's pranic energy. So, okay. Now, you mentioned there that when the negative chi or negative prana is cleared, that it unlocks our natural capacities, our natural abilities, such as psychic perceptions and connections with our higher self and positive light beings. Is that correct?
Do you mean that after our bad chi was cleared, we can have the ability you mentioned? Is that right?
Yeah, can it?
Okay,
yes.
Once
the negative chi.
One more time.
Once the negative chi is cleared and there's just positive chi flowing, does this help with psychic, to be good psychic, to be strong intuition, to make the third eye, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra, all those things to work better? Is that what happens?
Yes, and I will confirm with Huang because you talk about some new parts. Okay, wait a minute.
Yes.
黄老师他说当浊气排完之后，我们的通灵能力，还有这个我们的第三眼的启动，还有我们跟我们的高我连接，这些是不是能够也对，就是这个机制是不是也对这个，就是等我们体内的浊气排掉之后，这些是不是可以能够帮助到？就是会帮助到这些通灵啊这些的。
哦，那一定会有帮助的啊！可是我建议就是说要同时修炼气功，这样帮助会更大。
Okay, yes, it's confirmed that this will enhance, this will help us to get back those ability. And Huang's suggestion is to practice qigong simultaneously.
Okay, and does that help make things go quicker, more amplified, stronger? If they practice qigong at the same time.
Yes, it is.
Okay, but if they want to, because the problem is many people very busy, many people don't have time to learn qigong, to then make time every day to do qigong. And so is it still good, very powerful, to just use the qigong wave machine?
OK， 如果说没有太忙的人没有办法练气功的话，他们就是光靠气功波这个机器，是不是也对他们有非常非常好的帮助，在于增进这个刚刚讲的第三眼啊、通灵啊，还有我们连接高我的这些的需求。气功波本身，如果太忙的人，连练气功的时间都没有的人，是不是靠这个机器也能够对刚刚的这些能力的提升有很大很大的帮助？
就是说我的气功波是针对两种层次，一种是改善健康， 改善健康是很快的啊。另外一种就是修行，修行就是我刚刚讲的练气功，练气功要先排浊后纳清，因为人里面如果充满着浊气，它是无法接收到那个宇宙的讯息。
Okay. Huang's machine has two important parts. First, people cannot get a high dimension energy if they have a bad qi inside, too many bad qi inside their body. So people need to clear those bad qi first. Then people can absorb higher dimension energy
and receive messages from higher dimensions.
And receive message. Yes, that's right. 你说排浊在纳清，然后前面那一个是什么？就是okay. And another thing is the machine help people to get healthy. This is the most important part. And the second part is the machine can help people to clear bad qi. So this can help people to if they they develop their spiritual ability, develop their mind ability. This will help too also.
I see. Well, many of us, especially many of us on this show, many of us have physical ailments. And when I was with Jason and Huang in Taipei, they confirmed that it does help with that a fair bit. And also, it also helps clear the blockages, the non-physical negative chi blockages that our pineal gland, for example, is laden with and infected with. Our DNA, our third eye, all our chakras, and I certainly felt the strength of this. I had to turn down the dial because it was beginning to hurt a little bit, so I had to turn down the dial because too much positive chi was coming in, and it was pushing out the negative chi too much too soon. So I had to turn down the dial. So, in other words, through my own personal use and my wife's and our friends' personal use, we can confirm for all of you that this thing really is real. You do actually feel it, okay, at the physical level working. Now, Jason, how many awards has Huang received for his Qi machine invention?
Okay, Huang got his bronze medal award in the 2010 Taipei International Invention Show and Techno Mart. 黄老师，你除了2010那一个奖项，还有没有其他的奖项？
因为我的发明其实很多评审他们对那个灵学这一块没有很研究啊，所以他们是可能就是说对我的东西不了解，所以目前只有那一年，就是李世成那一年有得到这个奖。
Okay. Huang got his this award is the first and the only award he got because all the committee members do not have a deep understanding of his invention. At that year, 2010, the award committee chair, Mr. Li Chen, he is very famous in Taiwan for the spiritual development, and the finger identify the words the Mr. Li, he's he's an expert, and he was also the former principal of the National Taiwan University. So he involved in this field for many years. So Huang got his award in 2010 because Li was there. So afterward, Huang have no other awards coming because committee members do not understand his invention well. That's this is according to Huang.
Yes, well, we understand, the audience understands how technologies that are of a esoteric and spiritual nature are not, they're not only not recognized by mainstream science, which we all know, but they're often either looked down upon and in many cases suppressed. And despite that, Huang still managed to get recognition for his invention by what you can call the established scientific physics community in 2010 in Taiwan. So, of course, we all know that if the committee and the scientific establishment was into spirituality, was aware of all the non-physical dimensions and realms, we have little doubt that Huang's Qigong wave machine would have, let's just say, would have been a lot more popular. But, we have a very smart, awake, aware, and very canny audience here, so you're in good company as far as that is concerned. Now, before we get into further details about the rather profound effects of Huang's Qigong wave machine, I want to ask, how did Huang come to invent this machine? Okay. How did he invent it? How did the invention come?
Okay. 20 years ago, Huang, he was junior high school substitute physics and chemistry teacher. And the reason why Huang designed the machine is because he met a friend, played both together. His friend studied in audio system, and his friend was quite professional. That friend was a postman and teach Huang about the technical part. Then Huang invented the first machine, which is called spiral wave machine, which you Demetrius, you wear on your headset. That's the machine, spiral wave machine. It's also the name I first heard because I don't know its name before this. Okay, and the current Qigong wave machine was another story, and Huang was also guided by another part-time audio system designer. Okay.
Okay, fantastic. So now, obviously,
excuse me. One more thing.
Yeah.
20 years ago, Huang, when he was practicing Qigong, he saw the teacher cure people's disease by touching the electronic wire, but Huang found that that kind of curing process will have a interchange of energy flow, which was bad. So Huang, he go back and design that he used 2 spoons connect with electronic wire. Then he cure himself in this way. That's how he start to start his invention.
Through 2 spoons and a wire running between the 2 spoons. Is that correct?
Okay, wait a minute. 你说的那个用2只汤匙，你从20年前你接触，你看那个气功老师用电线帮人治病，就是接上电，然后后来你回来之后用2只，因为那会有交叉的问题，所以后来你开始自己用2只汤匙接上电线，开始来帮自己做治疗。那你可不可以就是用2个汤匙连上电线的部分，你可以说的比较具体一点吗？
那个时候就是说我一个脚踩1只汤匙，然后另外一只手拿另外一只汤匙。
Okay. At that time, Huang he press 1 spoon on his foot, and on the hand he hold another spoon.
然后手拿着另外一只汤匙放在，我重讲一下，手拿一只汤匙先放在身上，然后脚再慢慢踏另外一只汤匙。
Okay. He used his right hand holding the spoon and touch on his shoulder, and on his left hand left foot press another spoon.
然后接下来我就是用力踩下去，它的能量变强，然后轻轻踩下去，能量就变弱，用这样来控制能量。
He press the spoon on the feet on the foot stronger, then the energy flow will get stronger. If he release the pressure on the spoon on the feet on the foot, then the energy flow will get weaker.
Okay. So
接下来发生很神奇。
This is the beginning of the creation of the Qigong wave machine. Is that correct?
这是气功波刚开始的，一开始是这样子发展，就是起源是这样起源的，对吗？
对。
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Well, now, what are the principles? How does the Qi machine, let's just call it Qi machine for short, how does it bring in the positive Qi? How does it actually do that?
One more time.
Okay. How does the Qigong wave machine, how does it bring in the positive Qi through the device, through the machine? Is he able to explain that? Or is there an easy way to explain that? Because if it's too much scientific, technical details, that's okay. We just know that it brings in positive Qi.
OK， 黄老师，请问一下，你的机器怎么样把好的气带给人体？有没有用简单浅显易懂方式，很简短的 跟听众说明一下？
好的气就是说，我的气有那个两种，同时发出两种能量哦，一种是打通经络的能量，这个就是好的气，另外一种就是有一股磁场会把人体的不好的气吸出来，所以同时有两种。
Okay, my Huang's machine have two ability. First, the machine can clear the blockage of in our body. This is the first one, and this is the first ability. And the second one, the machine can extract bad qi in body.
Okay. Yes, it certainly does that because I certainly felt it doing that. I had the smaller device on my forehead, and we were there for an hour sitting on the couch at Hua's apartment, and it was a bit difficult, because I turned the dial a little higher than what I perhaps should have, but I wanted to get rid of more negative chi, and I could feel a certain amount of discomfort as the positive chi was pushing out the negative chi, but I could handle it, and we were doing that for over an hour actually, and after that I remember Huang telling me that the positive chi was only able to move in, or should I say, it was only able to push out the negative chi only about 1 inch from the surface of my forehead towards the center of my head, and I found that quite interesting and fascinating because it felt like he was doing a lot more than that. Now, let me see. If Huang, if it's very proprietary information, or sort of, let's just say, to put it in simple English terms, sort of secret method of how the device brings in positive chi, that's okay. He doesn't have to tell us of how the machine does this. But if he's happy to share that, that's okay as well. So just ask him that, and we're happy for him to make that decision on whether he wants to share with us how the machine actually brings in the positive chi. Did you understand, Joseph?
黄老师，你说他可以把好的气，这个机器它有办法把好的气送到我们的体内。你刚刚有讲到说它会打通那个阻塞嘛？那有没有什么秘密？如果你愿意分享的话，就是你可以说的，就是说你乐于分享的部分，就是说可不可以说它到底这个过程是怎么样子的？可以说的比较深、比较多一点，让人家可以更能够理解说，哎，这个机器可以把好的气送到体内那个区块。
使用的时候会感觉有能量一直在钻，越钻越强，钻得越深，然后它是四面八方扩散。
When you use the machine for healing, you can feel energy was is sending into your body. When you tune up, you will the higher degree you tune up, the more energy flow inside you will feel.
Yes. Okay. And we're curious to know how it does this. Okay. Is it like does it open up like a small vortex inside the machine to bring in the positive chi,
带进正
or
阳正面的气还是什么
它是一股电磁场。
？It's a magnetic field, electronic magnetic field.
Electronic, what kind of field?
Electronic and magnetic field.
I see. It opens up an electromagnetic field within the machine, inside the machine, or by the machine, and that's what brings in the positive chi.
Yes.
Okay. So it's an electromagnetic mechanism, which is very interesting.
Yes.
Very, very interesting. That's really interesting science there that we can use to clear so many non-physical and physical issues, ailments, discomforts, and also unlock many of our natural and powerful abilities. And folks, this is why I was sort of obsessed about bringing on Jason and Huang. I knew the interview would be a bit slow because of the translation, but let's face it, it's worth it. Okay, this is a very big deal. It's let me see. Is this one of a kind machine? Is your Qigong wave machine the only device of its kind?
Okay, Huang. According to Huang, he hasn't seen any other similar device on the in the market yet.
Yes. Well, certainly none that are that strong. And boy, I felt it. I could only put the dial on to about 25%. Now, Huang, as well as Jason at the time, explained to us that the more energetic blockage, let's just call it pranic, negative prana energy or negative chi energy you have inside your system, the slower you have to take it initially. You can only turn the dial up a little bit, okay? Otherwise it gets a little painful, but if you have less negative chi inside your body, you can turn the dial much higher, okay? And so it's important to understand that. Let me see here. The one thing I want to explain to listeners, because this is potentially a huge breakthrough, is can you ask Huang, and I'm directing this question to you too as well, Jason, are you both familiar with the term, let me see, are you familiar with the terms like mental body, the emotional body, plasma body, astral body, and those kind of things? Okay, are you familiar with those different kinds of non-physical bodies?
Yes, I do. But Huang does not that familiar with this term.
I see. Okay, because I want to ask that only because we just for the benefit of our audience, because of the huge potential with this device. I mean, we know it's pretty clear that it clears negative energies, negative chi, negative prana, okay, through the non-physical bodies, which then clears diseases and ailments and pains and discomforts of various kinds in the physical body as well. So it definitely clears the non-physical bodies. But I just wanted to quickly ask you if you're aware if it works on any particular non-physical body, or, you know, like the plasma body, emotional body, mental body, astral body, and that kind of thing, or does it clear all of those, or just one of those, and then that affects all the other bodies? Okay. Were you able to understand?
I think it help us to it help our physical body and etheric body. Etheric body. So I think it will. It also help our plasma body.
Okay.
I think so. But for the emotional body, mental body, I'm not sure.
Yes, I just wanted to check. I mean, it definitely clears the etheric body and the plasma body, and needless to say, that's sort of the bulk of the non-physical aspects of us, and that can make a huge difference, a world of a difference, to unlocking our abilities and healing us and clearing us down to the physical body. Because I remember Huang, as well as yourself, explained to us when we were there in Taipei that 90% of the what you call negative chi, okay, trapped in the etheric and plasma bodies at a minimum, it's probably clears the emotional, mental, and astral body as well, but we can't confirm that, okay? It's hard to scientifically verify that. But we know, you know, you're quite certain that it clears the etheric and plasma body, and 90% of those blockages at those bodies are from past lives. And I remember you and Huang explaining that to us as well, which was very fascinating.
This one
yes.
need to be correct, because I confirm with Huang what he mean is the 90% of diseases can come from bad chi. That's why he.
Yes.
That's what he means. And
thank you for clarifying that.
Yes, and furthermore, 3 years ago he met a Buddhism master whose third eye was active and the pineal gland is active since the master was in his childhood. He started his discipline, and 3 years ago the master met Huang, and the master invite. There was a story, but the point is the master, when Huang shared his machine to his folks in the meeting, in the big meeting, and the master saw the machine, the Huang's machine extract black chi from human body, and Huang
asked,
yes, and Huang asked that the master, is the black chi a karma? Then the master's answer was yes.
I see. Yes, where you know, our sponsor, returntoyourtruth.com, is very familiar, and many of our audience is very familiar with karmic residue, from karmic imprints and karmic loops from present or past lives. They continue to build up in the etheric body and plasma body. And that's a very interesting independent verification that Huang received from that monk, where he was able to see the negative chi being cleared from people's bodies with the Qigong wave machine. So thank you for that information. Now we want to just quickly get into to discuss the physical bodies, how it helped the physical health as well, because Huang told us that it cleared his asthma and other issues. Can you share with us other physical issues that have been resolved and cleared from other people or yourselves that have used the Qigong machine?
Okay, Huang, wait a minute.
Sure. Take your time, Jason, while I give out the call-out number or the call-in number. So, folks, if you want to ask a question directly to Jason to translate for Huang, go ahead. The call-in number is 310-807-5232. Okay, that's 310-807-5232. If you have any questions about this and something we haven't answered yet, then don't hesitate to call us on that number, 310-807-5232. We're going to have a certain amount of time for callers, so definitely pick up the phone and call us if we haven't answered everything. Okay, Jason.
Okay. Huang already, he himself have a very serious asthma problem in his childhood, and he also got nose allergy, insomnia, dry eye, gastric ulcer, angina, and diarrhea, and his asthma problem was the machine saved his life within 30 days, and the asthma problem was completely gone, and the other problem was completely gone within half a year. And wait a minute, 黄老师，你的产品还因为时间关系，所以你这个产品大部分刚刚就是说他问说你这个产品治疗了哪些的疾病？那我刚刚有跟他讲说你的从小气喘，还有你之前提到那些其他的疾病也都在半年内都全部搞定。那你在分享这个产品出去的时候，有你这就是应该是说90%的疾病都是来自于浊气嘛？那浊气这台机器就可以把所有的浊气都弄掉，所以应该是90%的疾病都是可以处理掉的，对吗？那你这个同时说你是不是可以列举稍微简短的很快的举几个，然后我可以翻给他们这样。然后他现在也开放听众口音这样。
我举几个什么东西？
就是主要的疾病的例子。Okay, I would mention that because 90% of diseases come from bad qi, and the machine can extract bad qi from human body. So that will cover most part of our problem. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, 就是那你就是 再举一些例子吗？还是
可以讲？
哦 ，OK， 哦 ，OK， 哦、so can this cover your question, or do you have further question?
Well, I do want to ask, are there any other results that he can talk about when it comes to physical ailments from either himself, yourself, or from other users of the Qi machine?
Is this okay to share over here?
Well, it is, because this is to do with spiritual energy. And it is spiritual energy, pranic chi energy. And, you know, our official disclaimer is that this machine does not treat or diagnose any sickness or disease. To seek advice from your local physician, and any such claims are purely in the minds of the listener. So with that official legalese disclaimer out of the way, tell us what the Qi machine has helped people with.
OK， 就是说，他说，在这个广播节目里面，就是他的就是这个部分是可以讲，就是说我们在帮助人能量场，就是气场嘛，这个区块的。然后他刚刚Jim 他也有分享，就是说我们的听众，然后Jim刚有做一些的免责的声明这样子。在这个区域里面，所以你可不可以就是说，比如说从那个气场、能量场啊，还有那个脉轮啊，这个因为我们从灵性的角度上面去讲说，你的对于人的一些实际的这个例子这样子。
我大概讲一下，就是说90%以上的毛病都是循环阻塞，这是日本人研究，日本的医疗学家研究。
Okay, according to Japanese specialists, expert in the healing field, they have discovered that 90% of diseases come from the problem of circulation in human body.
Like the meridians.
Meridian. Let me. Okay.
Like channels of energy.
Channel.
Channel of energy through body.
OK. 经络跟脉轮，经络对吗？
对啊，
Yes.
经络。
OK， 继续。你说那个循环。
对，循环打通之后，人体就会有排毒的反应。
After the circulation is clear, is good, then we have a detox reaction.
接下来免系统会自动修复那些损坏的细胞。
Then the immune system, our immune system will fix those damaged cells.
然后就会在最快的时间，不用打针，不用吃药，然后得到自然的那个康复这样。
So we will have a natural self-healing process in a short time without medicine care.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Fantastic.
So it fixes the cells, the physical level cells, simply by clearing energy blockages.
所以我们透过我们清除这些的阻塞，然后它就会自动做修复了，是吗？
我举例好了，例如说失眠的，他头部后脑会有一个区块卡得很严重，然后只要用我的机器在后脑，它就会 把后脑阻塞的区块打通，然后这个失眠的人就可以很快睡着，不会就是后脑那个区块会干扰他的睡眠。
For example, people have an insomnia problem. If they use the qigong wave in his on the head behind his head, then the machine will help to clear the blockage, because insomnia people have insomnia, they have a blockage behind on the back of the head, so the machine can help to clear the blockage. Then people can sleep well afterward.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
Huang have more to say.
Sure.
我补充一下，就是说那个，大家可以用手按一下身上只要有痛就是塞住。
You can, audience, listener, you can use your, if you hold your thumb up, you use your first thumb, the big thumb, you press any part of your body skin. If you feel hurt, then there is blockage. So most people have a blockage. Most people have a blockage.
然后使用我的机器之后，打通之后按下去就不会痛。
After use the machine, after the blockage was cleared, you press that part again. You won't feel painful anymore.
Well, that's fascinating. Okay, so you can help with a lot of things, both folks, both physical and non-physical. Now, how does a person use the Qi machine every day or once a week, and for how long? 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour? What is recommended?
For beginner, 1 hour daily is recommended. Daily. And because of the blockage, if when you use the machine and too long, too strong, you will feel uncomfortable in the very beginning because of the blockage and also the toxic reaction.
Yes, I've felt that myself.
So if you are healthier in the beginning, then you can tune up higher and higher. That would be no problem. If you can stand, you can handle the pain. It is okay. And Huang even wear his machine 24 hours in his experience. So because so 99% people have a battery inside, and so after and people who are very, very healthy, and they have a few or almost no battery inside. If they use the machine, they don't feel painful at all. Even they tune the machine up to 300 degrees. They can let the good qi get in, because the degree, the 300 means the degree of good qi entering our body. So if the most healthy people use the machine, they won't feel they won't feel painful because they have no blockage inside. So for the beginner, Huang's recommendation is 1 hour per day, every day.
Yes, and
so
have the dial low, a little bit low, not too much.
No, and okay, and one thing is people should use the machine daily in the daily basis, but don't use it the other day. Please use it continuously every day. You will get a better result. If you do it, you don't use it every day, you cannot see vivid results from the machine.
Yes, or quick enough results. And folks, the beauty of this is that you can wear this as a strap for it, and you know, you can have it on while you're watching something, listening to something, while you're eating, or relaxing on the couch, or sitting behind the computer, going through Facebook, catching up on emails. So it's not as if you have to, you know, sacrifice an hour per day, per se. You can do other things with it as well. Towards the end of the day, when we're all winding down and just going through our emails or watching YouTube or going through our Facebook. So that's what's good about it. It is versatile, and it's got a simple switch, an on button and an off button. And when you turn it on, I remember you attach an adhesive. There's an adhesive that comes with it, and you attach it to whichever part of the body you want worked on, wherever you may be feeling pain or discomfort. And you switch it on, turn up the dial slowly to a point where it doesn't cause too much discomfort, and that's it. An on and off switch and a dial. That's as simple as that. Now, what I want to get into, where I want to finish off with, is many of our listeners on Ground Crew Command Radio, we're very interested in clearing our etheric body, to activating more of our power, our psychic perceptions, and make stronger connection with higher self, and with higher dimensions. Okay, so does it help clear let's just go with the pineal gland. You said before that it helps clear the pineal gland, and does it help activate the pineal gland as well? Have you been able to verify this in any way?
Okay. 黄老师，你之前有讲过，它可以帮我们清理松果体，那它是不是也能够启动松果体呢？就是说，听众们他们这边的这个节目的听众，很多对于这个提高自己的能量啊，然后能够连接高我，然后有这个通灵的能力，这一些的区块是很想要提升自己在以太能量也就是脉轮这个区块的这个进步的提升，然后可以让我们跟高我连接，可以让我们跟高纬度的光之存有连接。所以现在Jim 的问题是说，就是关于松果体的清理是 OK 的嘛？那对于松果体的启动，能够很确认，能不能确认一下这个？
因为我之前的客人做的区块主要是做疗愈方面，你讲的是另一个区块，就是启发人的那个松果体这一块是属于气功方面，气功方面这块的研究。
Okay. Huang's machine majority spec is to help people get healthy, and the pineal gland activation, Huang he says that this is a part of a qigong. Okay, 勾音。
我另外一个区块是属于开发潜能气功方面，这块研究 我对外的客人没有做，可是对我本身是我可以分享我自己的经验。
Okay, so for this part, Qigong himself practice himself. Huang does not share this with public, public. But yes. But he himself do practice Qigong and develop the this part himself. So he would like to share this part here.
我第3款的机器叫螺旋波，它用在额头可以通到脑里面的松果体，然后会看到
spiral wave. Okay, the third generation of Huang's invention is called a spiral wave machine. When using the machine, the headset, Huang can see a flash, very special flashlight when eyes are closing.
然后我把能量开到很强大的时候，那个光之中间会有一个那个螺旋的东西，像蚊香这样会转，然后越来越大。
顺时钟还是逆时钟？逆时钟。这样。对 ，right. Okay, when Huang turn on the machine to a very high degree, Huang saw a spiral in the front. Yes. 然后呢？
然后会进入一种类似催眠的境界，很梦幻的感觉。
Then the status of him go to a very special meditation status, very fantastic status.
Okay. So I just need to clarify and explain that for the audience to make sure we understood correctly. You're saying that Huang also uses a spiral machine. Is that what he called it? Spiral wave machine?
Wave. Yes.
Okay. And is that a part of the Qigong wave machine, or is it a separate machine altogether?
It's a separate. The headset one you experienced last time.
The smaller one that you gave me to try.
Yes.
Okay. Is that available for sale?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
Well, that's okay. Well, we're definitely going to keep you posted on that one, folks, because just today we put on the Qigong wave machine on our sponsor's website, returntoyourtruth.com /shop, SHOP. Returntoyourtruth.com /shop. That's where we have both the basic version and the advanced version of the Qigong wave machine for the purpose of the critically needed clearing of your etheric body of negative chi. Obviously, it's a bit hard to perform and function both physically and at a higher sensory awareness level. In other words, a non-physical level when we have all this negative chi trapped and clogged up in our etheric body, which has such a huge influence, as we all know, on our physical health and physical body. So the basic version, which is more than enough to do the job, is that retails at $650 US, and the advanced version, which just has a few more measurements. It includes measurements like how much negative chi you have in your body and so forth. You know, not just the dial. That retails for $1,050 US. So go check it out at returntoyourtruth.com/shop, because this will save you from having to do constant daily visualization work to clear your etheric body at more than just one frequency, including your plasma body. And you can do this on autopilot, so to speak. Now, and what I wanted to get into is, how about DNA activation? Obviously, it would clear our DNA. Does it also stimulate or help bring to life dormant strands of our DNA? Has Huang been able to do any research or testing on that?
I don't understand dormant strands.
Strands of DNA that are not active.
OK， 就是你的机器可以帮助DNA 的部分吗？就是它能不能启动那些未被启动的，就是 DNA 有些区块是还没有被启动的嘛？那这个部分你可以谈一下吗？ DNA 就是我们细胞的 DNA。
DNA 我知道啊，为什么要启动？
就是说它对于DNA 为什么要启动
？DNA
不是启动，就是说它的第二个问题就是说 DNA 的OK。DNA 有些地方它是在沉睡的，就是我们有些的潜能，就是我们 DNA 没有完全的作用啊，这样。就是说
开发潜能的部分。
对，然后 DNA 的部分，然后就是说你的机器对于第一个就是说你的机器对于 DNA 的部分有什么样的帮助？那第二个部分就是说 DNA 本身它有目前已经活跃的，还有不活跃还在沉睡的区块，那这个部分有没有帮助呢？这样。
对，我知道它会修复细胞啊 ，DNA 我没有研究啊，可是细胞我有研究，就是说我曾经做过那种小儿麻痹，它细胞坏，然后就是康复细胞。
Okay, Huang does not study the DNA part, but he studies the cells part. And got a polio, you know, polio,
Polio, yes.
He got a polio case, and the case was recovered.
Wow. Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the reason why I asked that question is in the West, DNA activation, it's a very big topic that many people that are spiritually aware seek to do, just like pineal gland activation.
跟松果体有拼。Okay, I see.
And folks, I do know that, most of our other strands of DNA are etheric DNA, etheric in nature, not physical. And it obviously we're going on logic here, but if the chi machine clears the etheric body, it would surely clear etheric DNA as well.
Wow.
And although we don't have scientific verification, because, you know, as far as the Western medical establishment is concerned and the FDA is concerned, we're talking about spiritual matters, spiritual beliefs. So let's just say, by logic and by default, the chi machine would clear and therefore stimulate etheric DNA, which helps also, because I know a fair bit of DNA activation myself, would inevitably help reconnect us to the higher 12 dimensions, because each strand of DNA is connected to a particular dimension. And I did forget to mention that specific part in last week's episode, where I went into some details about DNA clearing and activation. But I want to cover that as well, because it's quite important for many people. Although, of course, we can't scientifically verify that, because this is a spiritual matter and a spiritual show, of course. So, thank you, Jason and Juan, for being on this show. We appreciate your information and support, and coming on, setting aside time to come onto this show. We hope to speak. We will speak with you soon. Once again, folks, if you go to if you're interested in the spiral wave machine, okay, we will try to put that on sale as soon as possible. So just go over and subscribe to returntoyourtruth.com. Okay, just wait a few seconds. I think it's 50 seconds or something like that. That a pop-up will come down, and a pop-up light box, and just that asks you to subscribe to get a special on phase 1 of our 4-phase healing system. And if you subscribe through that method, we'll notify you as soon as the spiral wave machine is released in the coming weeks. But to help activate the pineal gland, which is such a huge topic in the West, and I'm sure in the East as well. So go ahead and do that. And if you're interested in trying the Chi machine, both the basic version and the advanced version, the details on how you can get that is at returntoyourtruth.com/shop, SHOP. Go check that out and subscribe to our website either way. And Jason himself will be your support to help if you have any problems following the instructions, although they're very easy to follow. Jason's email will be provided for all the support you need in really taking another big quantum step forward in your evolution and return to your power by using the Chi machine. So that's returntoyourtruth.com/shop. And gentlemen, thank you for being on the show. It was wonderful having you on the show. And,
thank you.
I think we did pretty well with the translation. We understand, and that it was always the interview was always going to go at a slower speed with the translation, but it's worth it, because this is a one-of-a-kind invention. No one on this show knows of any other such device that automatically brings in through electromagnetic means to clear your etheric body on autopilot while you do other things. So that's a huge big deal. It's easy to use. I've used it myself, and boy, do you really feel it. And I'm not kidding about that. So returntoyourtruth.com/shop. Go check them out, and at the very least, subscribe in the pop-up window that comes down after 40 odd seconds, I think it is, and will notify you as soon as the spiral wave machine comes through, which I did actually try. It's something that goes on your forehead, and it's pretty interesting stuff. So we're going to take a short break now. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a wonderful night, or actually, no, it's morning over there. Have a wonderful day. I'll be talking to you soon. And thank you very much. We're now going to take a short break. And I mean short, less than a minute. And we're going to be back to get into some, actual proper details and get full clarity on the latest intense goings on the planet, on the hidden, on the physical and non-physical off-world battle to liberate this planet. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 50 seconds. Okay, this is the Unknown Light Warrior. You're listening to Ground Crew Command Radio. Now, a few people, particularly those that participated in the worldwide mass meditation last Monday night, if I remember correctly, were a little disheartened. Needlessly disheartened, and I'll explain why. That we didn't reach the critical mass. Now, it's important to explain here that the purpose of reaching critical mass is for success to take place in terms of the objective of our partners in contrast, as the old euphemism is concerned, is used to describe the cabal. They've tried yet again to start World War III, and the purpose of the mass meditation was achieved quite comfortably. It was to provide the energetic support that was needed to enable, as Cobra put it on his report, to enable the actions needed to prevent World War III from starting through Syria, through North Korea. Now, the main thing about North Korea is that it's quite literally a tightly held cabal puppet that's used as nothing more than an excuse to start a major war. Once again, attempts were made to start nuclear war. That was stopped. Okay, it simply can't happen. And yes, it's not the first time that they've tried to start World War III. But the big deal here is, as some of us have read in Cobra's report, the energetic support that resulted from the mass meditation, it was one of the things that enabled very successful Pleiadian contact with primarily the key personnel in the Russian and Chinese military that were able to then take action to stop the Cabal starting World War III, whether it be through Syria by trying to trigger Russia into a reaction, or by getting North Korea to simply start firing missiles at Japan and South Korea. And that's us. We did that. It's important to really understand that. We were behind that. Now, the other thing to clarify, and that's, you can comfortably call that a success, okay? Because a lot of exposure occurred as well. We had, General McMaster, Petraeus, Donald Trump, Mike Pence, they're all being outed now. And although it might seem disconcerting that we seem to have seemingly fallen back to a situation where that's similar to what it was under the Obama administration, where you had a US president that's nothing more than a cabal puppet. But the positive military was able to take action and yield enough, shall we say, leverage to prevent World War III breaking out once again. And the other thing to be aware of is what are the main news about that's been released from our main intel sources is Donald Trump. He had a lot of people convinced that he was a true blue constitutionalist, a patriot that was not under the control now of the cabal. But clearly it's been very recently confirmed through the white hats in the agencies and the military that they've found out he is indeed connected to the Jesuits primarily, and the Zionist faction, the Khazarian Mafia, as Ben Fulford puts them. And it must be a recent discovery. But credit to Cobra, who was always quite adamant through his connections and sources that Donald Trump was indeed a cabal puppet, a cabal agent. Now, what's the confusing thing about this is we all know about how there's a lot of infiltration that goes on of, negative agents, cabal agents of whatever kind of organization, positive movements, positive factions within militaries, secret agencies, and so forth. But it does actually happen in reverse as well. You certainly have, to a very significant degree, a white hat agents, if I can use that term, that also infiltrate the cabal and negative factions very successfully too. And so there's a lot of double agents. And, Heather Antucci Giraffe, for example, she was a personal UCC lawyer of the cabal themselves. She was educated, both her high school and her university. They were both Jesuit institutions. That's where she was educated. And let's just say most of us are quite uncertain, and it's always been very apparent that she's certainly not working for them. She's certainly not a cabal agent. So although the links are often there, it still doesn't necessarily, and with the convoluted situation of both cabal agents and positive white hats infiltrating each other, acting as double agents, it was always hard to know for certain what the deal was with Donald Trump. Okay. But as Ben Fulford has put it, he has been confirmed as a sleeper agent. And I believe the blackmail that was made about him last week, that was announced about him last week, of a video of him allegedly murdering a 12-year-old girl. don't be surprised if that's just made up by the cabal as an excuse to still make him look innocent and hamstrung and more like a victim to force him to do what they wanted to do. Alex Jones had a headline on one of his videos literally saying impeach Trump. And although I haven't seen that video, it's a pretty good bet that he's been notified by his network within the positive military that Trump is a double agent. And although for now InfoWars is focusing on Jared Kushner, who's clearly undoubtedly a Luciferian and working for the cabal, it's clear that he's sort of onto it. And I know he'll flip his position once more things about Donald Trump, more truth about Donald Trump come out. Mike Pence has also been found out and confirmed to be an agent as well. So the exposures are more sort of coming out more and more. And, never fear, because the situation with the positive military and the agency of white hats, they've dealt with this sort of situation before with Barack Obama and a horribly infested deep state. It's nothing new for them. And things will progress, okay? Things will continue. Now, Mike Pence, he specifically, he's working for the P2 Freemason Lodge and the Vatican representative. They're sort of, both the P2 Freemason Lodge and the Vatican, they're sort of almost one and the same thing, really. Now, the other thing to understand is, thanks to our contribution with our mass meditation last week, we also stopped, or helped, shall we say, stop something called Doom 33. And for those of you who don't know, Doom 33 is simply a program that gets triggered once the cabal, and well, specifically the bloodlines as well, once they either know that they're done, and I mean done with a capital D, and it's just a matter of time that they're all going to be, at the very least, arrested, or they just want to fulfill their end time prophecy of World War III, culling 90% of the population and so forth. So it's a program that they trigger to achieve those two purposes by giving out orders to their lower level cabal minions to start World War III, to trigger chemical biological agents released, and all manner of things like that. Activate whatever super soldiers they still have, and many of them have already been shut down, by the way. It's not the first time that they've triggered super soldiers. They actually triggered 96 alters, as in alternate personalities of super soldiers, just prior to the inauguration of Donald Trump. I don't know if many of you remember that code released by Cobra that literally said 96 alters triggered. And we had to jump on that one, energetically speaking. So they trigger them, and obviously they were shut down on that occasion. Otherwise, rest assured, we would have heard about it. So they have the capacity to shut down super soldiers as well. And that's a kind of thing that part of what enables the White Hat faction to be able to do that successfully is they do get a lot of close tactical support and intel from off-world groups, such as the Resistance group that Cobra is directly connected with, and Topside, as the military calls them, the positive positive brothers and sisters, positive ETs as we know them, that, you know, have everything so well monitored, you know, a person could sneeze and they'll know they'll know about it. That's how important it is. Their role is, as well as they're part of the team. You know, we still have to pull our weight. Of course, they're not going to do anything for us, but they're there as well, watching things and being part of the team that we're a part of as well, working together to liberate this planet. Now, so that seems to be the case with Donald Trump. He's outed more and more. You know, Ben Fulford explained that both Mike Pence and another Rothschild agent, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross, went to Japan asking for money again. Not the first time that the cabal has done that. And no, they didn't succeed. Israel, still unfortunately, controlled by the negative faction there, by the Zionists, has been exposed behind the false flag Syria sarin gas attack, along with CIA boss John Brennan, John McCain, General McMaster, that are working for the Saudi royal family and their Israeli masters, as Ben puts it. And, you know, moves are being made against Jared Kushner as well. He's been exposed more and more. So it's an ongoing process. You know, don't be disheartened by Donald Trump and Mike Pence and what's happened there, because at the end of the day, for those of you who follow Cobra's intel as well, all of them can literally be put away upon the plasma toplet bombs that are on the plasma plane, upon them being safely removed. And that's, you know, it's just a matter of time. It's a mathematical certainty that they're going to be removed, because more and more are removed every week. And, you know, inevitably, mathematically, it'll reach a point in the coming weeks and months where they're all going to be removed, and that's the last weapon left that the cabal have at their disposal. For those of you who haven't been first-time listeners, I'll just quickly explain plasma toplet bombs. They're simply antimatter bombs, is the best way to describe it, on the plasma plane. And you can get more information on those from 2012portal.blogspot.com. That's Cobra's website. Just do a search bar for plasma toplet bombs, and it'll bring up the information there. Cobra has explained quite adamantly that that's literally the only thing left preventing the event and planetary liberation. It's not necessarily the games that the physical cabal gets up to. So that's the situation there. We have, you know, arrests are continuing, and they have actually started. Arresting U.S. government officials for treason, and they started off with a Clinton State Department employee by the name of Candace Caree Claiborne, who has been indicted on treason charges for taking bribes from the Chinese and providing them with U.S. state secrets, which was, you know, that almost became normal practice under by the Bushes and the Clintons under their respective regimes. And the hunt is on. They're still out for Henry Kissinger, who has those codes, computer screen codes, where they control the creation of money. They're going to get the codes of him very soon. They're actively seeking him out. He's hidden out in Antarctica. And once that happens, they'll lose control of the monetary system. Of course, there's other ways to do a financial reset, not just that method, but it is nice to have that method at the disposal of the positive factions. So stay tuned for more of that next week as I get into more details, because we've run out of time. So once again, to clarify, partly because of the mass meditation last Monday and swift actions by both ETs, our ET brethren, and us here on the ground, Doom 33 has been successfully stopped. The Cabal haven't been able to save themselves as a result. And to quote a CIA statement, Donald Trump is indeed toast, according to that particular source. So I'm sure more of that is going to come out next week. It's going to be quite interesting. And we have Michael Sulla reporting that the Moab bomb was allegedly on stasis beings, on giants, dropped on them. That's what they were dropping it on in Afghanistan. And apparently there's been constant and regular clashes between special forces, US military primarily, and awakened stasis being giants in various hidden, mostly underground cavern type networks in various parts of the world, mostly Afghanistan it seems. And they are, any negative ones or ones that pose a threat, they're being put down. And these guys are, apparently they're the pre-Adamites themselves. They're the ancestors of certainly most of the black nobility bloodlines. Apparently the Rockefellers have a draconian ancestry, or at least at the soul level, they have that kind of a lineage. But we do plan on getting into details on that interesting part of things by having the Cobra on in the next few weeks. We will be sending out an invitation to him on for an interview, so stay tuned for that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do our weekly empowering visualization, and this one's a critical one because a wise individual whose name I can't disclose has explained that if one of us brings our I am presence into us, down to our physical incarnational level, that's all it takes, just one of us doing that to force the event happening safely, to cause the event to happen. And I was, well, as you can imagine, quite bowled over by that interesting revelation. And rest assured, this is an individual that you can trust. I apologize, I can't get into any details about this individual. I have met him personally, physically. This is not just hearsay on the internet. And he did explain that very clearly, that it's just one of us bringing in our I am presence into us at this physical realm is enough to trigger to make the event happen. So that's one good motivation to take a deep breath and relax in your chair, and we're going to bring our I am presence as close to us and as into us as possible, as much as our current light quotient can accrete, can accept. Okay, and we're finishing off with this empowering exercise. So in the next 5 minutes, it's a 5-minute exercise at the most, partly because that's all we've got time left for. So take a deep breath, and in a relaxed, detached way, simply imagine a golden pillar of ascension, a golden pillar, basically, surrounding your whole field. And see this golden pillar rising up all the way to your I am presence. And see your I am presence as this, well, you can visualize it in whatever way you like. I prefer to visualize it as just a very bright ball of light, shiny ball of light way up above. And the golden pillar, ascension pillar, that actually helps reduce and clear negative plasma anomaly from your field as well. So go ahead and visualize it now. You can visualize the golden ascension pillar coming all the way down from your I am presence if you prefer. You can do that as well. And now call upon your I am presence. Just repeat after me. Authentic I am presence, connect with me now. I call upon my one true, authentic I am presence. Please bring down a golden pillar of ascension down to my physical level, and visualize this at the same time. And please come back inside me, back into me, as much as I can handle, as much as possible. Now just visualize whatever you see that represents your I am presence as this literal omnipresent being, your true self, who and what you really are, at the top of this golden pillar of ascension. And just watch it make its way down. And see yourself at the bottom of the golden pillar, sitting down or standing. Take a deep breath as you watch your I am presence, who and what you really are, gradually come lower and lower, coming through and down the golden pillar of ascension. And of course, your I am presence and higher self is closely watching and facilitating this. So it will bring it down to a level that you can handle, because we're talking intense amounts of power and energy here. And but you can safely visualize this I am presence come further down, further and further down, until it's 2/3 of the way down this golden pillar of ascension. And you may see, if you look down at where you are at the bottom of the golden pillar, you may see all sorts of dark or black stuff starting to come out because the light is pushing it out. It's too much. It's too toxic. It can't handle it. Anything of a lower density starts coming out. And as that happens, you see them being transmuted by your I am presence. And just keep on watching this. Your I am presence coming all the way down into your physical body until your physical body gets lost in the bright white light of your I am presence, your omnipresent I am presence. And just sit with that for a couple of minutes. And on that note, thank you for being on the show. Don't forget our website, our sponsor's website, returntoyourtruth.com /shop. Just go ahead and subscribe on the homepage first, and we'll see you next Wednesday night, Eastern Standard Time, same time, same channel. Don't forget to share this show and have a great week. This is the Unknown Light Warrior. You've been listening to Ground Crew Command Radio. Thank you and be strong.